Good evening and welcome to this special Melbourne Symphony Orchestra event. My name is Catherine Bartholomews-Ploughs and I am Head of Artistic Planning with MSO. This means that I program a lot of MSO's classical concerts and am lucky enough to choose some of the amazing artists that we work with, such as the delightful Siobhan Stagg, who we will see tonight. I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we're gathered, the people of the Eastern Kulin Nation, and pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. So, thank you for joining us for our first Music and Ideas Masterclass for 2023, which is part of our International Women's Day offering. Tonight, we are lucky enough to have been invited to be a fly on the wall as 3 emerging artists from Melba Opera Trust workshop pieces with soprano Siobhan Stagg. These types of events are really important for developing artists. And so we thank City of Melbourne, Crown Resorts Foundation and the Packer Family Foundation for their support. As a former singer myself, I know that masterclasses can be a daunting prospect for any musician. So I invite you to join me in warmly welcoming our 3 singers and thank them for allowing us to be invited into this intimate space. Tonight, Siobhan will be working with baritones Tom Nicholson and Oliver Heuzenroder and soprano Nina Korbe. They will be accompanied by Stacey Yang on piano. Please join me in welcoming Siobhan Stagg. Siobhan, thank you. It would be great to hear from you why masterclasses are so important for developing artists and how you go about running them.
Good question. Well, indeed, masterclasses form a crucial platform for young artists, and I've done my fair share on both sides, probably more still on the participant side than on the teacher side. But they can go several different ways, I must say. I've been lucky. Some of the highlights for me have been working with incredible masters such as the late, great Krista Ludwig, the amazing Dame Kiri Takanawa, Thomas Hampson, and many, many others. Some masterclass experiences have been deeply fortifying experiences. Some have not. Some have been very challenging and sometimes they're frankly just upsetting because it's an incredibly vulnerable experience to take what is a very intimate, private activity, the art of training your voice and your artistry and musicality, and suddenly opening that up to the public. There are not many things more vulnerable than that. So it's my aim, now that I'm taking more and more classes on the other side, to create a safe learning environment where the singers feel comfortable to experiment, try new things without the risk of flopping or being judged or criticised. So let's all make a safe, welcoming place for them as they come out, and hopefully we can set them on their inquisitive journey. I was thinking about the word master, and that I prefer to think of this masterclass less as a class from a master as in a noun, but to think of master as in the verb to master something, and that we all continue to find that within us, that flame, that burning and yearning to keep learning. And I always think to myself, I hope I maintain that student feeling, because I think the minute that you stop developing your skills, the minute that they become fixed, is actually the minute you start declining. So you have to keep mining your craft and make that journey, the process, what you love, rather than chasing an outcome.
That is so interesting. Thank you, Siobhan. Please take your seat. Okay. First up, we have Tom, who will be presenting a recitative and aria from Marriage of Figaro by Mozart. This opera is rife with misunderstandings. Tom will be singing the part of the Count, who in this scene has overheard his wife's maid, whom he has been making advances on, speak to her intended husband about a plot. Tom.
Hai già vinta la causa? Cosa sento? In qual laccio io cadea? Perfidi, io voglio di tal modo punirvi. A piacer mio la sentenza sarà. Ma se pagasse la vecchia pretendente, pagarla in qual maniera? E poi v'è Antonio, che a un incognito Figaro ricusa ridare una nipote in matrimonio. Coltivando l'orgoglio di questo mentecatto, tutto giova un raggiro. Il colpo è fatto. Vedrà mentr'io sospiro, felice un servo mio. E un pen che in van desio ei posseder dovrà, vedrà per man d'amore unito un vile oggetto. Chi me resta un affetto che per me poi non ha, che per me poi non ha. Vedrà mentre io sospiro, felice un servo mio. Vedrà che un bene che io desio ei posseder dovrà. Vedrà per man d'amore unito un vile oggetto. Chi me resta un affetto che per me poi non ha, che per me poi non ha. Vedrà, 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 vedrà. Ah no, lasciarti in pace, non va questo contento. Tu non nascesti audace, tu non nascesti audace per dare a me tormento, e forse ancor per ridere di mia infelicità. Già la speranza sola delle vendette mie quest'anima consola, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa. Ah, che lasciarti in pace non va questo contento. Tu non nascesti audace per dare a me tormento, e forse ancor per ridere di mia infelicità. Già la speranza sola delle vendette mie quest'anima consola, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa.
Bravo, Tom. I mean, there's clearly so much that's very polished and exciting about that performance. So I just can only congratulate you both. Well done, Stacey, as well. I thought let's all talk first of all about some of the things that are already really, really good about Tom. I don't know if you noticed in the beginning recitative, you have, I should speak to you, you're right there, quite a mature understanding of how to act in a recit. And good acting, you don't even notice when the person is doing it. And it was little things like the little subtle smile in the corner of Tom's mouth as he was anticipating his next line. Because the thing with recitative, like the first half of this piece that we've heard today, is it should be like a stream of consciousness that character is thinking in that moment. It's not reciting lines from a script. And I thought you did that really well, the way you express everything in your eyes, and yeah, I'm sure everyone appreciated that. Technically, it's very lined up. Tom's Italian is very good. It's a great voice. Your breath control is amazing. I mean, I just thought I should call out all the things that are good, because the thing is, in a setting like this, I remember it's not so long ago that I had to pick arias, and the funny thing is, you're not going to pick your newest aria when you're singing in front of 100 people and live stream online. So it's already in very good nick. So anything we do today is just going to be exploring, playing with things, seeing what direction you can take it in that might even feel better for you, more free. Yeah?
Yeah, great.
You ready to have a play?
Absolutely.
So I wondered, actually, just as a question, how you felt about the tempo of the aria, the second part.
I actually like it a little bit paced, but also I like it faster too. I mean, it depends on the...
You're flexible.
Yeah.
I mean, it
just depends.
worked.
Yeah.
Everything you did worked. I felt at one point that it could have been just a little bit quicker, would have made that boiling. He's very angry and brewing here.
Yeah.
And I just felt that might have helped us, because it just felt like you were a little too cozy, almost, with the tempo.
Yeah.
Let's just start it again, and we'll stop and start a little bit and play.
Yeah,
That's fine?
absolutely.
Hai già vinta la causa, cosa sento? In qual laccio io carea? Perfidi, io voglio di tal modo punirvi.
It's great. So just then, what we just noticed when Tom repeated the words "io voglio," you saw a change in his face. We always say to young singers, like, find a reason to repeat the text, and that's what Tom is showing on his face. Would you like to explain to us why you say "Hai già vinta la causa" as the opening line of the recit, just in case not everyone here has seen The Marriage of Figaro?
Yeah, well, I'm sort of repeating what Figaro and Susanna have just said behind closed doors, that they've already won the case, that I hear, and then it kind of clicks, because I thought that I was sort of winning here. So all of a sudden, "Hai già vinta la causa, cosa sento?"
And who says, Susanna says it, right?
Susanna says it to Figaro.
So
That's right.
if we can imagine that Susanna and Figaro are over here, he's eavesdropping on us, and we're saying it's all going to be fine, we're going to do this and it'll all work out. And then Susanna says, hai già vinta la causa, as they're running off stage. And that's why.
Yeah.
So I wonder if you can even show that more here. Do you imagine before you start, you can imagine Susanna saying, hai già vinta la causa. Hai già vinta la causa. You could even take that to the next level.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Hai già vinta la causa, cosa sento, in qual laccio io cadea.
Great. Sorry to stop you, I'm just starting to have ideas. So, what you just did between hai già vinta la causa, da-dum, da-dum, cosa sento, is perfectly correct. It's what's written on the score. I feel like the reaction, you could anticipate the cosa sento. What does cosa sento mean?
What am I hearing?
What am I hearing? So it wouldn't be da-dum, da-dum, what am I hearing? It could be like da-dum, da-dum, cosa sento, potentially. I mean, you don't have to take any of this on board, but this is what I mean. Let's just feed options and see what sticks.
Okay, yeah.
Hai già vinta la causa, cosa sento, in qual laccio io cadea.
That was great, Tom. I won't stop so frequently afterward, I promise. It was great, but it was still perfectly in time, and you are allowed to actually anticipate if you want.
Okay.
You can come in over the final chord of
Okay,
Stacey.
yeah.
Da-dum, da-dum, cosa sento.
Yeah. Okay, I can do that, yeah. Hopefully.
Hai già vinta la causa, cosa sento, in qual laccio io cadea.
Good. That's what I meant. And though, just to clarify, Stacey was so accommodating that she then matched that quicker tempo. It was very obliging of you, but you don't need to, Stacey. You can still keep your bit steady, even if he comes in. And you can, I mean, it was great what you did, but you can come in and even hold it a little bit longer. Cosa sento. You've got much more elasticity if you want.
Yeah, okay.
In the text. Last time, and then I'll let you keep going.
No.
Let me be Susanna, actually, just for fun.
Yeah, please.
Hai già vinta la causa.
Hai già vinta la causa, cosa sento, in qual laccio io cadea. Perfidi, io voglio di tal modo punirvi. A piacer mio la sentenza sarà. Ma se pagasse la vecchia pretendente, pagarla in qual maniera? E poi v'è Antonio, che un incognito Figaro ricusa di dare una nipote in matrimonio.
So good, Tom. That's super chat. So, I mean, what did you guys think of that? It's fun and it's alive. It was already great what you were doing, but you can take it, now that it's so polished, you can just let that artist in you let him roar even more.
Yeah.
So that next section where we just got to the andante, what were those repeated chords that Stacey's playing, that F sharp and A at the andante? Do you mind playing that for us, Stacey? From bar 14. So what do you think that music, why did Mozart put a bar and a half of that there?
This is definitely, to me, the cogs turning thinking music.
You can hear it, can't you? The cogs turning, or the minutes ticking by, or just him being in his thoughts and just thinking, oh, I can't deal with this, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. So let's use that. And you can play a character, Stacey, in the opera if you want. In those moments, you can be a little bit more extroverted if you want to inspire us to think of those ideas as well. Should we go from those few chords before that, so around the upbeat to bar 12? Yeah.
Ma se pagasse la vecchia pretendente, pagarla in qual maniera? E poi ve Antonio, che a un incognito Figaro ricusa di dare una nipote in matrimonio. Coltivando l'orgoglio di questo mentecatto, tutto giovan raggiro. Il colpo è fatto.
It's so great. So what do you think of these last lines? Is one of them more important than the other?
No, this is all one thought, and the way I kind of see it is that in these musical interludes is imagining winning, imagining sort of cultivating the honor of the pride of Antonio, and then seeing him say, giving Susanna to me, and so on, all these kinds of things like.
So you're strategizing.
Imagining victory, essentially.
Yeah.
What it would look like.
But actually, from what you just said, it's like making a plan. It's like
yes. The way I kind of see it is he's said, oh, this is what I'm going to do, and then he's imagining how that will look, how that would end up, sort of.
I just remembered something that I was thinking the first time you performed it. You have a seemingly great body awareness, which is fantastic. I wondered if at some point in the recit you would plant your feet more. So at the beginning, I think it felt natural to move around a bit. Is that right?
Yeah.
And so would it make sense in this second half to be a bit stiller and to let those development intention things be stiller?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's just as an idea to mix it
totally.
up. Because sometimes sometimes it's great to move on stage, sometimes it then becomes distracting. We just do it out of habit. So I try to train with myself both. So it's not that you have to prescribe, this is when I'm going to move and this is when I'm not going to move. It's just the idea of thinking about whether you're moving or not. Like, is it something you spend time thinking about?
Yeah, I think about it.
Yeah.
But I, generally speaking, once you've kind of know what you're thinking about as the character, then if you move, then you move, and if you don't, then you don't.
I generally agree with that in principle.
Yeah.
Totally. But sometimes I think it's also strong to force yourself to be still and to see if you can create that same energy from an earthed position. But both are true. Yeah? Because you don't want to be stuck as well, that's the worst. I think the most important thing is what you said first, that freedom in your body is what you want, but not if it's just kind of like this. It was verging on that at the beginning.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, no worries.
Do you want to do the whole recit again?
Yeah, absolutely.
And think about that. Think about being still. Think of your feet still, and then so when you do move, it's really clear that you've chosen, or that you're...
For the whole recit?
Yeah, you can choose when you want to move or not.
Yeah, that's right.
But I want to just see that it's deliberate.
Yeah, okay.
So that's the 5-minute sign, apparently. So we haven't gotten through much, but I hope...
The recit always takes the longest, though.
Yeah.
In my experience working on
There's
this.
so many details in it. Okay, I'll do Susanna again. Hai già vinta la causa.
Hai già vinta la causa. Cosa sento? In qual laccio io cadea? Perfidi, io voglio di tal modo punirvi. A piacer mio la sentenza sarà. passasse e pagasse la vecchia pretendente. Pagarla? In qual maniera? E poi v'è Antonio, che a un incognito Figaro ricusa di dare una nipote in matrimonio. Coltivando l'orgoglio di questo.
To me, that was really strong, that you were stable. We still got all the intention without as much movement. You can add a little bit more in, but I think it's good to play that exercise. Stacey, in that bit where we just stopped, I've lost track in our pages, but which bar was it?
28, around 28, 29, yeah.
Here.
Yes.
Da, 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 da. Would you mind giving us a bit more of a crescendo?
Okay.
And even the slightest stringendo to fuel the urgency so that when Tom sings, yeah. Crescendo, crescendo.
Tutto giovan raggiro. Il colpo è fatto.
Stop for a second. That was great. I think you can, in those bars where it's just solo piano chords, you can play a proper forte.
Yes.
Because Tom's not singing, and it actually will it'll make Tom's job so much easier, I think. Can we do it one more time?
Sure.
It was great what you're doing, that buzzing, that ta-dum, ta-dum. You sound like an opera character now, which is what we want. She's a voice as well in the play.
Tutto giovan raggiro. Il colpo è fatto. Vedrà mentr'io sospiro, felice un servo mio. E un pen che in van desio ei posseder dovrà.
So good. I'm going to stop. Because of time, I'm going to just jump to the end to do the hard bit of the cabaletta, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So where's a good place to go from?
Maybe.
Is that the
Or-
second time?
If we just go on before that time, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
77, 78.
That's the whole last time through for that.
Okay, 17.
I think it is.
I'll give you 2 bars before.
Yeah.
Ah, che lasciarti in pace non fu questo contento.
Tiny bit quicker.
Tu non nascesti a pace per dare a me tormento e forse ancor per ridere di mia infelicità. Già la speranza sola delle vendette mie quest'anima consola e giubilar mi fa e giubilar mi fa e giubilar mi
And I'm going to stop you there. Sorry to stop you right in that moment. I mean, it's excellent how you sing that. It's clearly a choice that you're singing it legato. Yeah. But I think it needs a different character.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to finish in a second. But can you just try doing that a bit less legato and a bit more of the Count's character that we found in the recit?
Yeah. Okay.
Like through that phrase,
Yeah.
have those same thoughts going so that we feel the movement.
Do you think it would be separate the notes slightly in that?
You could try that.
Okay.
Well, show us the option. Show us a separated
Okay.
version. Can we go straight on there? Yeah. don't think it's going to be that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be just aiming for the first of each group of three.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be aspirated, but just think about da 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 da.
Yeah,
Like a bell. Yeah, in that direction. And then to shake it out and have one more go. But I think that's the idea, because then we hear that shape is actually da 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 da, and the rest is ornamentation. Da 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 da.
Okay,
Yep.
So could we just do a
Yeah, you can go a bit before. Sorry, it's really mean of me.
No. Yeah. Sorry. Mi fai giubilar e giubilar mi fa e giubilar mi fa e giubilar mi fa.
Awesome work. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. Can I just shake your hand? Awesome. Well done.
Well done, Tom, and thank you for allowing us to come into this workshop space. Siobhan, while we're preparing for our next singer, I mentioned at the beginning that the three performers are part of the Melba Opera Trust program. You were also part of this program. Can you tell us a bit about how that went for you and how you developed as an artist from it?
Absolutely. So I was the recipient of the Amelia Jocelyn Memorial Scholarship through the Dame Nellie Melba Opera Trust from 2009 to 2012. I was really lucky to have it for 4 years. And I really credit the program of the Melba Mentor Program and Performance Program with preparing me for then my next step, which was moving to Germany, where I'm now based. So it's basically, it's a multi-pronged program, but at its heart, it's bespoke and tailored to each artist's needs, because every artist finishes their training at university with different holes, different gaps that they need to fill. So there's no point just putting a generic program onto each one. So I was able to sit down with the team and say, I need to work on my languages in this area, on my public speaking in this area. Probably still need to work on that because I think I speak too fast. And all the areas around singing, because Dame Nellie Melba herself, she always said a beautiful voice is not enough. I mean, surely it's essential, but it's not enough by itself. You need to also cultivate all those other qualities around it so that you can then share that hopefully beautiful voice with the world. So I'm now actually since almost 3 years a member of the board from abroad. So it's wonderful to be involved now on the other side and to see the program going from strength to strength, and to see the artists who are just doing the program so proud. And there are many, many graduates all around the world singing in the United States and the UK and Europe. So yeah, it's great to have them today.
It's a really, really wonderful program for us to have here in Australia. Thank you. Take your seat. We will now hear from Nina Korbe. She will be performing a recitative and aria from Bellini's The Capulets and Montagues, which, of course, is based upon Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Nina will be singing as Giulietta. Giulietta is in love with Romeo and frustrated with the wedding preparations that she sees around her for her to marry another man. So let's welcome Nina.
Brava. Such a beautiful performance. Thank you as well, Stacey. I really heard the harps in the interlude there. It's beautiful. so I said a similar thing about Tom before. I mean, it's already a very polished, beautiful performance. I imagine do you sing this already in auditions and
I haven't actually done this in auditions yet, but
Okay.
working it up to.
Yeah, I always remember, I used to sing this a lot in auditions and in a big competition final. My coach said that I should do this in the final because it starts with about a minute-long horn solo with the orchestra. So he said it'll give you a minute to just stand there, get your breath,
It's so true.
ground your feet and calm down. Like these are the extra details you need to think about rather than aria that just starts
Just bang,
straight
you're
through.
in.
It's strategically a good choice.
Good to know.
Plus it's beautiful and you sing it really, really well. There are lots of ways we could take it, like what we could focus on. I mean, it's great for, I sometimes warm up with the aria because the legato line, training the breath, is always...
It's a challenging piece. You've really got to be hooked into it
Exactly.
to make it work.
So we could just work through some like technical things just to play,
Yeah,
even though it's already in
absolutely.
good shape, just to kind of share how I would like work
Yeah,
on an aria like
please.
this. The one thing I was going to comment on as well that I really liked is that the problem sometimes when you're singing a tragic, sad aria is that it can just be sad the whole time. And I was really happy that you made a choice in the second verse of the main aria to make it lighter when you're singing about the raggio del tuo sospiro, that
the
a ray of
radiance of your
light
semblance.
that reminds her of her Romeo, who she doesn't know where he is. And that gave us an opportunity to see your beautiful face smiling, and so we see more of the palette. So that's also a wise choice. I just want to commend you. Sometimes, I remember once in a concert class I sang Ach ich fühl's, Pamina's aria, where it's really, she's very devastated and depressed and basically saying she doesn't want to live anymore. And the comment from the teacher was, try not to look too sad. And I thought, okay.
Yeah,
Sometimes you have to play what's on the page. But
exactly.
yeah. So we started again, and I'll just stop and start a bit. It's so beautiful already. So great. I actually just want to stop to mention something I wanted to say the first time. First of all, can we just acknowledge that it's like a world-class messa di voce, that she starts in a really quiet place and then allows her voice to blossom on that held note. And then the first time even you did even a diminuendo again. And I just wanted to acknowledge that is top-notch. And it takes real bravery to have the courage to do that, because it's the first note you've ever sung. You don't know if your breath's going to be there for you, but that's great. We can always play. We spent some time with Tom working about recits and timings. Yes. It's great what you're doing. You could play even more with it if you want. Eccomi in lieta vesta. You could have more time before the second eccomi, or less. But I would show the ... The text says eccomi in lieta vesta. Here I am standing in a happy dress. She's in her wedding dress. Like, I imagine her looking...
Festive clothing.
Yeah. I think she's in her wedding dress, like
imagining
the wedding. And I imagine like in a full-length mirror, and she's looking at herself in the wedding dress, and she knows she should be feeling happy, but she's just inconsolable. Yeah. So, and then especially next, we didn't get to it yet, but oh, almen potessi. See what you can play with the rhythm to convey those emotions.
Okay.
We can just start at eccomi if you want to do the messa di voce again. We can appreciate it again. also, we loved what you did with the first phrase. She took more time on the word vittima, which means victim, a victim of the altar. And we saw what she did and it was spectacular. You did a really bitey vittima cader. For the next bit, I don't want to sing too loud in the microphone, but I think you can run these closer together.
Yeah,
I don't think you need to wait for that crotchet. Stacey plays that beautiful in bar 11, da, 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 oh. I think you can cut her off.
Lead in a bit more.
You can cut her off. Oh, and then I wouldn't wait for that rest either. Vittima cader dell'ara al piede. I would ignore that rest.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just from 10, please, Stacey. Yeah. 10, your piano bit. Da, da, da. Oh, we've got different scores. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Breath before the high G.
Okay.
Let's try it once joined, even though you might choose to put the rest in back later, but let's see what happens to the emotional intention if you join it.
And join that there and then breathe second.
Just want to see if I can still do it. If you join that, I don't think you need that breath.
No.
Do you? Beautiful. You can even join the dell'ara al piede a bit closer. You don't have to, but I just think this rigorous questioning of yourself for how you could do it, it doesn't mean it's going to be the final version, but that's that mining thing. And then you can always go back to the old version, but having gone through this journey will inform a more spacious version if you go back to it.
Yeah, for sure.
I like it. Keep going. Great. I feel like being quite picky because it's so beautiful. So if you let me, it's gorgeous what you're doing. So I'm like, why don't we on this last cadenzary kind of run that you have, it goes from a high B flat down to a low E flat, all the way down the stave, which crosses a couple of passaggi for a soprano voice. Yes. Where do you think your passaggio is in the middle of the stave?
In the middle, yeah, around that B area, the BC area. That's where I feel myself flip over there, and it's not always the most smooth transition.
Oh, me too. So B, did you say B to B flat?
Yeah, B, B flat, and then up top, anything from F sharp is kind of iffy.
So passaggio, for anyone who isn't a singer, is the where you change your registers, and the ideal situation is that the audience doesn't notice it, that it's imperceptible. Well, we always feel it, and it's a matter of coordinating the breath flow, the position of the larynx, resonance, space, tilting, everything. I think you can do it even smoother on that run down. And it might be finding an anchor point. So from the high B flat down to the E, which is a note that you could hold on to? Are they all as important as each other? Like, just do it slow. Just do this whole run for me, really technically and slow. Fa, ci, fa, ra. Switch it. Yeah, we'll be in the right key, by the way, because I could have sent you off. Is that? Yeah, it was right. Yeah, well, to me, that was so much clearer. Obviously, it didn't have the style and the phrase, but I think holding on to the second B flat, the middle one.
Yep, sure.
Also the E flat. That's kind of, in my mind, how I would just put those little placeholders there.
Sure.
you want to do it again now in the full flow?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that
What I
absolutely
said?
makes sense. I'm not
Instead
sure
of
I
just
could
being a
do that
random
right now on the
flourish
whim,
down.
but no, I
You
totally
can, because
understand.
you just did it perfectly then in a sterile counting way. So see what happens.
Okay. So fluid all the way down or hold on certain notes?
Hold it, but both.
Okay, cool. Do both at once.
Yeah.
Will do.
You did what I asked, but I think it's on a different note. So, no, what? Do you mind if I do it? Go for it. Sorry. That's what it's. B flat F. Clearly, there are a few different ways you can do it, but my point is to organise it.
Yeah, sure. So you've got those anchor points.
So you've got the anchor points, because I think that's what then we hear as clarity rather than just a slide.
Sure, sure.
Okay, one more go?
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, you can hold whichever notes feel true to you in the harmony.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I mean, those notes.
Yeah.
So now can you do it again? And without signposting it? That was great though, because now you know which ones it's going to be. I think it's hard when it flows because of the rhythm, the way the rhythm is measured, because that's what happened to me as well. I was like, where am I stopping?
Yeah, it's not evenly.
Anyway, the
broken up.
point is that this is how I work in coloratura.
Yes.
To find the, we did it also in Tom's aria for the end of the canto. To find the anchor points and then fill it back in, and it will have more structure to us when we listen to it. So do you want to have one more go and then we go on?
Okay,
And just forget about it now and just
Okay.
like see what happens?
Cool.
That's fine, it's fine. It's so hard. Maybe we forget the top one and just do the bottom one. You can take a bit more time over the passaggio. That was great. That was great. I'll buy that one.
Cool.
Let's go on. A little bit more moving, perhaps. So beautiful. I have a question for Stacey. That's gorgeous. It's gorgeous what you're doing. So in this bit there, you're saying un refrigerio ai venti, io chiedo invano. What do you, are you singing?
The refreshing breezes I send my pleas out to in vain. In vano.
Yes, un refrigerio ai venti. Yeah, or what did you say?
The refreshing breezes I call to.
Io chiedo invano. Yes. So I was wondering whether Stacey can make your little a piacere movement here in the piano. Can you give that like a cool breeze colour? Yeah, and even that's beautiful, and even the one before as well, so that it's a dialogue and that you inspire Nina to sing that phrase. orchestra, which is basically the tears, the sighs of Giulietta that she's been until now vocalizing with words, and then it's like she's run out of words, so she just passes over to the orchestra. Well done, Stacey. It was so beautiful. Before we were saying about Tom about when we repeat words, doing them differently. I think you could even play more with the dove, dove, dove.
Yeah.
Dove, dove. Maybe the second one more annoyed, like where is he? It's like you've been waiting for a long time. You're a bit annoyed. It's not just sad. She's kind of like, he could have come and rescued me by now. I'm about to marry another guy.
Yeah, sure.
So,
get a bit of fire under it. Oh, she's got fire in her belly anyway. So.
Exactly. She's got fire in her belly. So could we go from the chord before? Oh, they say tu, Romeo. Here. Run out of time, which is such a pity because I would love to just spend hours and hours and hours working on this aria with you. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for the team to keep going. It was so beautiful. Do you want to I just quickly want to ask you, when you're singing the aria, the refrain, oh, quante volte, oh, qua, do you have an exercise to practice the legato? Do you ever sing it?
Exercise.
Sometimes I would sing it just on a rolled R, so like.
Oh yes, a lot of that.
So you do all of that.
And
yes.
Yeah, all the things.
That's if you can sustain like a trill or a rolled R through the phrase, and you know that your air is pumping through. It's beautiful what you're doing. Keep it up.
Will do.
Hopefully we can hear the rest of it another time.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Brava, brava.
Thank you, Nina. That really was beautiful and so interesting, all the things you were getting her to work on, Siobhan. Just let you have a drink of water. Now, Siobhan, can I ask you about life on the road? You are such a busy artist, and I was wondering, how do you look after yourself and your voice when you're traveling?
I don't have any fancy trick, basically. I've just learned over the years, perhaps the hard way, that you have to take care of your whole self, your body and your mind and your soul all in one for this little thing here to work when you need it to work. So I take great care of my fitness and nutrition and my sleep. I meditate morning and night. I practice and train. I mean, I don't, like if you just take care of yourself as a whole, then, and listen to yourself when you need to rest.
Really sounds all-encompassing. It's so interesting to get a peek behind the scenes. Thank you. Okay, finally, we will hear from Oliver Heuzenroder, who will present an aria from Ambrose Thomas's Hamlet. In this scene, Hamlet knows that Ophelia has gone mad and wishes that he had not treated her quite so cruelly. Oliver, welcome to the stage.
La fatigue lourdi me pas, le froid me gagne, à travers la campagne, pour échapper aux assassins. Oui, le roi d'Homo sang veut assouvir sa rage. Horatio servira mes desseins. J'ai pu les différer sans que je les oublie. Je n'ai rien oublié. Non. Oh, même Ophélie, pauvre enfant. Oh, l'amour comme un fatal poison a flétri la jeunesse et troubli la raison. Comme une pâle fleur éclose au souffle de la tombe, sous les coups du malheur, ton cœur brisé tremble et succombe. De mon dessein fatal, Dieu t'impose la loi. Hélas, pardonne-moi. Par mon refus cruel, ton âme à jamais désolée aspire plus qu'au ciel où ta raison s'est envolée. Hélas, pardonne-moi, hélas, pardonne-moi, moi l'homme, j'ai Ophélie. Ah, pardonne-moi.
Bravo, very, very beautiful performance.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, what a gorgeous voice. Well done,
Oh, thank
Stacey,
you.
as well. So I have to confess, I know this aria the least out of the three today. It's beautiful. It's really
Yeah.
well done. We could take it in a few directions. Where are the hard bits for you?
I spent quite a lot of time on the recit. I think just setting the scene, and then it's quite contrasting as well. It's all about the king, how he's trying to, stop Hamlet from exposing him. And then there's...
You are Hamlet, right?
Yes, I am Hamlet. So the king is trying to stop Hamlet, me, from exposing the king.
New king,
The
who's
new
married
king,
to your mum,
Claudius, who's
Gertrude.
married to my mum, Gertrude.
And
That's
you
right.
suspect that they murdered your dad,
Well,
right?
I know from a ghost.
So there's a bit of baggage, is my point. Like,
Yeah, well, this
there's a little bit of baggage
yeah.
here, family baggage.
Yeah, and it comes
in
at the
the
start of Act
background.
5, so we've had sort of most of the opera so far. And actually, Ophelia's dead at this point, but Hamlet doesn't know.
Okay.
He finds out later. But yeah,
And he's regretting treating her.
Yeah, so he finds out that her father played a role in, killing the previous king.
Finds out from a ghost? Or-
From the ghost, from his father's ghost. And yes, Ophelia's father was involved, so he takes out his rage on Ophelia, and that's where you have the famous "get thee to a nunnery" line. and everything in the play. So yes, and then he obviously feels his guilt, and this is the aria that portrays his guilt.
Opera, it's quite complicated, isn't it? Sometimes it's good, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, I was also checking my own memory, but sometimes it's good to see if we can explain these plots very succinctly, because I heard this expression, maybe you know it, that if you can't explain it very simply, you haven't understood it well enough. So sometimes I check in with myself, like, could I explain this opera that I'm working on in 5 sentences or less?
Elevator pitch.
Elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Great. So it's a beautiful voice. It's beautiful how you performed it.
Thank you.
Just have to be picky anyway because it's already very polished.
Thank you.
I wondered, sometimes I craved a bit more eye contact from you. And I'm guilty of this as well, but you had your eyes down some of the time. I do it as well. It's so easy. But I think try to do it this time. Try to keep your eyes open so that we can see into your eyes, because I could see that you were emoting really well. And I wondered if you would plant your heels a little bit more and then see what... Sometimes it's uncomfortable to plant your heels because it feels more comfortable to let yourself shift in the insecurity and uncertainty. But see how it feels to just plant your heels, open your eyes, and deliver it to us. Yeah?
Okay.
Have a go?
Sure.
La fatigue alors di me pas, le froid me gagne. J'erre depuis 2 jours à travers la campagne pour échapper aux assassins.
Just stop there for a second. It's so beautiful. Already I feel like it's just more settled, probably because you've done it once.
Yeah,
That always happens. Thank you for trying it. I'm noticing your right heel is coming up and down. Sorry to be so picky. Can we try and just plant that? Because it might be compensating for something. It might just open up something else. And would you humour me with a little game?
Sure.
So I'm actually borrowing this idea from a wonderful masterclass that I saw in Aix-en-Provence 7 months ago with the amazing soprano and now professor at Juilliard School in New York, Edith Wiens. And what she did, she made the singer sing the piece, and then in the audience, when you feel like Oliver has sung to you or touched you or moved you in some way, you have put your hand up. Just for a moment. Are you willing to try this experiment? It's a bit brutal.
And don't go one by one.
No, not do.
assume,
It's not. It's nothing. No, it's a good question. It's not to do with scanning and like looking at everyone. It's not to do with that. It's to do with actually just being still. You don't even have to look at them, but you can, if you have your eyes open so they can see into your eyes, and it's just singing with a sincerity of intention. Yeah. Just see what happens. You might be surprised.
Okay.
It's not really a test. It's more an experiment. It doesn't matter if no one raises their hands, but you might be surprised. But just try to like plant your heels, open your eyes, and trust that the thoughts and the inner intention of that story that you explained and you knew so well. Hamlet, he's a good guy, Hamlet, right? He goes a little bit mad because of all the terrible things happening around him, but he's a good guy, is how I interpret it.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
So you can trust that.
Okay.
And just see what happens.
Okay.
So raise your hand if you feel anything, really.
La fatigue alourdit mes pas, le froid me gagne. J'erre depuis 2 jours à travers la campagne pour échapper aux assassins.
Yeah.
Oui.
So let's just stop for a second. We can do it again, but what were you doing at those moments when everyone's hands started shooting up?
I think, I don't want to say more dynamics. Maybe there was more intention because it was like the crux of the sentence that I'm trying to say, I suppose, like the assassins or the cold defeats me. Rather than,
Yeah, let's keep going, but I think
Yeah.
you're onto it. I suspect it happens when a genuine intention is injected into it, which connects with your breath, which changes the vibrato somehow, which changes the way your voice fits into the harmony of the piano. And it's very hard to articulate these things, but something's happening. So can we keep going from where you just stopped? Wherever you like.
J'ai pu les différer sans que je les...
No, that's not it.
Oui, le roi.
Let's do that.
Oui, le roi d'homme sauve assouvir sa rage. Horatio servira médecin. J'ai pu les différer sans que je les oublie. Je n'ai rien oublié. Non!
It's a very exposing activity to do. Thank you for being willing
That's
to try
okay.
it.
That's great.
What is that like to get that immediate feedback?
I think it's like, I actually, made the audience feel something on one hand, and then also I made them feel something in that phrase that I wouldn't necessarily try and push, if that makes sense.
So sometimes trusting that what's there is enough. Is that what you meant? What do you mean by push?
Yeah, or the phrases that I expect would have an impact. There's other phrases that have an impact that I didn't realise might.
I wondered now, because none of us can really feel the sensations technically, what you were doing in those phrases when flocks of hands were coming up. There were a couple of phrases where the hands didn't move as much. Doesn't mean you did anything wrong, but I want to go back and I want to see if you can you remember which phrases they were?
I'll try to.
Yeah, and see if you can do something, je ne sais pas, like add some X factor thing and just see if it makes a difference. I don't know if it will.
Okay. Let's do it.
Let's just be open and see what
Let's
happens.
do it.
For example, what was the last line you just sang? Pas même Ophélie. Sometimes it's just the way that the breath comes off at the end and has a little flutter that you couldn't even teach, that's not even technically what you were aiming for. I'm trying to encourage you to just explore the unknown, because you're a very technically proficient singer, and now just kind of see what happens when you let go.
Okay. Do you want to go back from
Could we go from the top again?
From the top? Sure.
Or the halfway point as the Oui le roi dans mon sang?
Let's do that
That
one.
one?
Oui, please. Lindsay?
Oui, le roi d'homme sauve assouvir sa rage. Horatio servira médecin. J'ai pu les différer sans que je les oublie. Je n'ai rien oublié. Non.
I mean, it's not a perfect, it's not a perfect measuring system. It's not about that. But I think there are some words that you could have clear intention on that would then make people raise their hands sooner. So like the phrase, where did we just stop? Was it here?
This one, j'ai pu
J'ai
le
pu le
différer.
différer.
Yep.
Horatio
servirá médecin.
And what
Horatio will help me with my plans.
So was that one of the ones where not as many hands went up?
Definitely.
Yeah. So I think let's just dissect that sentence then.
Sure.
Because it sounded a bit nothing.
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But actually that's a beautiful sentence. Horatio, who's Hamlet's best friend, right? Servira médecin. He will serve me in my plans.
Yeah.
I think that's a very noble thing. Like I could depend on my mate, Horatio.
Yes.
Yeah? So sing it this time and fill it with whatever that means to you.
Okay.
Think of your best friend, or see if it changes something. who heard the difference there? What was the difference for you?
I accentuated the descent more, the
Yeah.
plans.
Yeah. It was also quieter, but in a deliberate way.
Yeah.
It was more thoughtful.
Mm.
It's beautiful. We just go straight on there. Oratio.
Oratio servira me descend.
Beautiful.
J'ai pu les différer sans que je les oublie. Je n'ai rien oublié. Non.
Great. I think you can also do something special with je n'ai rien oublié. It means
I've never forgotten.
I've never forgotten.
No.
What have you never forgotten?
Well, the line before is talking about how now's my time to take action.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've never forgotten all the things that have happened in the first part of the opera.
Yeah, all those terrible, tragic things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit indifferent again. Like, je n'ai rien oublié. No, je n'ai rien oublié. I will never forget this trauma that has scarred me.
Yeah.
I mean,
It killed my dad.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the serious stuff.
Yeah.
So we don't have to do the hand exercise anymore. Thank you so much for all your participation.
Thank you.
It was very, very insightful.
Definitely. Yeah. J'ai pu le différer, perhaps?
Yes.
From the. That's it.
J'ai pu les différer sans que je les oublie. Je n'ai rien oublié. Non.
Fantastic experimentation. You don't need to push more with the voice.
Yeah.
But like that's part of this whole thing. You're just trying do the same intention, but keep technically as relaxed as it was before.
Sure.
So it comes from the breath from lower in your belly. It's not necessarily angry. You say, I've never forgotten. It doesn't have to be like, I've never forgotten. It could be like, I've never forgotten. Like it's just deep.
J'ai pu les différer sans que je les oublie. Je n'ai rien oublié.
Beautiful.
Non.
That got me. I don't know, I felt something in my stomach move. Well done. Keep going. It's beautiful. Let's just go from there again. It's beautiful hazing. I think we were joking around, but try to keep your eyes up. It doesn't mean you have to be looking at them, but see in your eyes which are up a few, rather than her being down here.
Mm.
Just a simple body language thing.
Mm. Well, it helps technically too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just from the andante into pa me mo feli. Just you're showing that you're just so smart and you can take all this in. So, comme une pâle fleur. I'm going to start it again. It was beautiful, but I want you to already be going to fleur with your intention.
Sure.
Comme une pâle fleur, like a pale flower.
Like a pale flower.
Éclose au souffle de la tombe.
At the bottom of a tombstone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, laying at someone's tombstone.
At the bottom of a tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably thought all that in one sentence. It's linked. It's one phrase actually.
Yeah, some people do it all in one phrase.
Mm-hmm. I don't mean it can be in two phrases technically with a breath in between, but the intention, I mean, he has to already be imagining the flower laying on the tombstone.
Yeah.
He's not just imagining a flower first
Flower.
and then imagining it laying on the tombstone. So Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so you can
absolutely.
decide yourself whether technically it's two phrases or not, but at least have the intention there from the beginning, from when we hear Stacey play those chords. Can you do a dangerous pianissimo at the end there? Hélas, pardonnez-moi. Alas, pardon me. It's pretty heartfelt, beautiful text.
Yes.
And it's all been quite full until now.
Yes.
Also, I wondered, there's this amazing video of Maria Callas where she talks about how she breathes the phrase in through her nose before she starts any phrase. And I think this aria suits that. Comme une perle fleur. And it helps with the legato as well. It's less about the fact that the breath's coming through your nose, but it's the intention, smelling that rose, showing it on your face. Can you have one more go of starting it?
Yes, absolutely.
And then give us a dangerously quiet
On
pardonnez-moi.
the last.
Yeah, but not for technical reasons, but for that emotional stuff that was making everyone react before.
Sure.
Hélas, pardonnez-moi. And have your eyes open in that moment so we can all feel your pain. Thank you for indulging me.
No, it's fantastic. Thank you. From the common part.
Unfortunately, we had to wrap it up.
It's fine. I wish I could do all day.
No, it's made such a difference at the end. Let's just do the last line again. I think because of what we're doing at the ending, you can, from de mon destin fatal, it can move forward a little bit as we kind of did.
Yes.
And then after hélas, it's got an exclamation mark. So I think a little comma. Hélas, pardonne-moi.
Okay.
Yeah. Bravo.
Thank you.
Really, really well done. Congratulations. And Stacey as well. Woo-hoo. Well done. Beautiful. Stacey, amazing. You did such a good job.
Thank you to Oliver and to Stacey for sharing that masterclass. And with that third performance, it brings us to the end of tonight's event. Thank you to our audience here, and thank you to those online watching via the live stream, which will be available for you to watch again. Of course, we would like to say thank you to Tom Nicholson, Oliver Heuzenroder, Nina Korbe, and Stacey Yang for allowing us to share this masterclass experience with them. And a big thank you to Siobhan Stagg for leading this masterclass. of programs are vital for emerging artists, so we warmly thank our Music and Ideas supporters, Crown Resorts Foundation, the Packer Family Foundation, and City of Melbourne. While we have heard these wonderful young singers tonight, on Thursday and Friday of this week, you can hear the amazing Siobhan perform at Hamer Hall with MSO. I believe there are still some seats left, so you can use promo code Siobhan to access $49 tickets. Thank you once again to everyone involved, and good night.